only 15 million of Jewish people around the globe, and most of them live in Israel. On the other hand, we have almost 2 billion of Muslims, and many of them naturally sympathize with the Palestinian side. Even if just, let's say, 10% of them are pro-Palestine and they choose to speak out on the subject, it will make around 200 million people. So even if all the Jews internationally, 50 million, explain their side of the story, their voice simply won't be heard. Even algorithm-wise, there are millions of people creating content in support of Palestine, and millions more commenting on it, Free Palestine or the Palestinian flag, and it creates this echo chamber, which is full of misinformation and propaganda. I would even argue that it serves quite literally as an alternative reality at this point. In this alternative reality, Hamas isn't a terrorist organization, but they are so-called freedom fighters, a resistant group, and all of their ISIS-like actions are justified, including girls and women next to their unalived friends, and then proudly marching with their knees in the streets of Gaza, or behaving and burning babies alive. Some even go so far as to deny altogether that any of it even happened, which is absurd because we have plenty of evidence. Hamas themselves posted most of it on their Telegram. It's not hard to find this footage at all. I've seen all of it, unfortunately. And they tell me their stories, which are much worse than I could ever imagine. And yet chances are you will never hear them. Because it's much easier to come across the pro-Palestinian narrative first. And it creates a very unbalanced, one-sided, and oversimplified portrayal of the situation. It's villainizing the Israeli side and dehumanizing Israelis. You can clearly see the rise of antisemitism around the world. There are people feeling perfectly fine to comment disgusting things like 6 million of you weren't enough, because they are in this pro-Palestinian echo chamber in which it's almost socially acceptable to hate Jewish people. People are ripping off posters of civilians held hostage by Hamas with the excuse that these are colonizers or settlers or Zionists or whatever. The most ironic thing about all of it is that it's exactly what the Nazis did to the Jewish people 80 years ago. They portrayed them as the root cause of all the international problems, and it gave them a psychological justification for committing a genocide. Depicting Israel as the root cause of all the problems in the Middle East isn't just anti-Semitic, but it's also delusional. It demonstrates nothing else but ignorance and zero understanding of geopolitics, international relations, and even the human